Hello everyone, Glenda Mollett here, and I'm in my craft room stamping with you today. This is another one of the in July 2020 in color club cards that we're doing. And it uses the Celebrate Sunflower stamp sets and a few other things. So just let me get my recipe off here so I can tell you the sizes as I show you the pieces. Okay, so in the kit we have our envelope. We have a Bumblebee card base that's 8.5 by 5.5 folded in half. A piece of Whisper White for the inside that's 5.25 by 4. A piece of Basic Black that's 5.25 by 4. A piece of Bumblebee that is 5 by 3.75. Piece of Basic Black that's 5.25 by 1.5. A piece of Whisper White that's 5 by 1.25. And then there was a piece of white that was 3 by 1.25, and I've already die cut the sentiment. I got a little carried away in my prep for the class. I also die cut this ornate frame out of the Basic Black layer. Then I have a piece of Whisper White that's about 3 by 3 to stamp this. Now, you guys, if you don't have the Celebrate Sunshine or Sunflower stamp set, just use whatever image you want for on there. And I used and I gave you guys in your kits 3 leave. They're all different from the Forever Gold specialty paper, and I thought I would try to make it with this. This is one of the frame type ones that's in the Forever Gold, and I haven't used it yet, so I thought, well, might as well use it today. So in your kit you will get a piece of the gold for Forever Greenery gold trim, so that you can put, I think I gave you enough for either 1 or 2 circles around, but I'm not going to use it because this that I'm using is kind of big and you wouldn't see it anyways. Okay, so let's just get this stuff all organized and off here to the side. So I'm going to show you some sponging on an embossing folder. We haven't done this for a while, and it's just some Bumblebee ink on Bumblebee cardstock. So we're going to use the foil. If you don't have the Forever Gold specialty paper, you can die cut some flowers out of, or some leaves out of just plain gold foil. So that's how this one was done. This is made out of Daffodil Delight before we had the Bumblebee. So you can die cut some leaves. See, out of here, there's the leaves. So you can die cut them. You just need some gold foil. So we're using the sunflower dies to die cut the flower out. Some metallic pearls for accents. The ornate frame dies is what I used for this one and for this one. So that one and this one here. So I don't need those because I've already done it. And then the stamp set, Celebrate Sunflowers, and the sentiment is there as well. Okay, so let's get going. So this is the inside piece, and I'm going to put it inside. This is the envelope, so we'll just tuck that in there too. Now, the Basic Black, I've already die cut the frame out of it, and I didn't put adhesive on the back because I don't want the whole thing to be attached, because I like it when it kind of lifts itself up off the cardstock. So I still have a few of these little doohickeys to punch out of there. So that goes on there. And then on top of that, let's put that up there, is this piece of Bumblebee that we're going to run through the big shot with the ornate. Yep, apparently I didn't get it out. I thought I was ready. Oh well. Ornate floral embossing folder. This is one of the new ones in the annual catalog, and I'll show you how to get good ink coverage on your embossing folders when you're going to run them through and do this technique. So I always check to see which one has the holes in it and which one has the sticking up parts, because you want to, for what I'm doing, I want it to be on the side with the holes. So we're going to use a sponge brayer to level the ink intensity out, but I always start with just some ink on the embossing folder, because it's otherwise it takes forever to get enough ink onto the embossing folder just using a brayer. And then, okay, let's take all these little pieces. Oh, look. See? That's why I needed all the little pieces out of here, because there's going to be ink everywhere. Okay. Rubbing off my ink off of my hand. Okay. So, take a sponge brayer. I tried it with a sponge, but it doesn't get it as nice. And I'm just going to load a little bit of ink on there, just so it's not a dry sponge on there. And then you just go back and forth and move this around. It will move because this is plastic and it will not dry. So you have lots and lots of time to make sure that it's nice and evenly distributed. And if you decide that you have a light space, either load up your sponge some more or do the direct to embossing folder technique that I started out with. Okay, so I'm not pressing very hard. I'm just kind of running it over the top because I don't want it to go down inside the flowers. Now, I don't know whether you can see that. Probably not. But you'll get the idea as soon as I run it through the machine. Okay, so now I'm getting the plate out. This is just your basic platform. If you have the ones with the 3 flip things, then I believe it's 1 open. And then put your cardstock in here. And then close this. Don't try to put it on here because you'll get all smudgy and it really doesn't work. But if you put it on the clean side and then close it, it works really good. And then put your embossing folder and then your cutting plate, your embossing plate over the top. And this thing just moved. I'm just moving it back. Okay, and I'll just put that through the machine here. And I'm going slow because you need to give the ink time to get off of the embossing folder and onto your cardstock. Okay, now there's still ink on the embossing folder, so be careful with it. So there, that's what it does. It just darkens the background up and makes the flowers pop. So now I'm going to put this way over here out of the way so I don't get ink everywhere. So that's all it does. It just makes the background darker, which I think is really cool. Okay. I think I'm going to use, I'm just about out of that. So I'm going to use the tear and tape. I'm going to organize here, because I've got stuff everywhere and I need to make room. Okay, so we'll just use some, some tear and tape on here. Not because it's difficult to attach, just because I'm running out of that Stamp and Seal, and my order's not due for a couple of days yet, where I have all my refills coming in. Yeah, that's new adhesive. It's cool. Amundo. Okay, because it's tear and tape, we're going to start with the rabbit ears again. And the last one. There we go. Now that's going to layer onto this one. Like that. There we go. That's on there. Now we're going to put adhesive on the black, and we'll get it onto our card base. Been one of those days when there's more to do in a day than there are hours. It wasn't going too bad this week till I realized how close I was to the In Color Club, and I had to get the kits in the mail and get the videos done, and hubby went in for his knee surgery, and I'm being nurse, caregiver, cook, gardener. Yeah, it's been one of those days. Wow. It's okay. We'll get over it. Better that he be able to move eventually. Okay, so I'm just going to lay that on there like that. Okay, so that's that. Now, I should have embossed this white piece first, because now I have to clean this. And I don't think it's going to clean very well. Where's my stamp cleaner? Without stopping the video and running over there. So I'm just going to use my... Oh, that's not good. It's getting... There, that's working. It was pushing the ink down into the flowers. Not the look I was going for. Yeah, so before you ink up your embossing folder, consider embossing your white piece first. Except I've already done all this for you. Well, except Diana. Okay, let's see how that worked. We're going to go with it. If I get a little bit of ink on there, I get a little bit of ink on there. You never know, we might discover a new technique. Okay, so this is going to go in here. And we'll run that through the die cutting machine. There we go. There's a little bit of yellow on there. But look, it kind of went on the flowers. That is cool. You never know what's going to happen when you have an issue. Sometimes you get cool new techniques. I'm sure that's how a lot of the demonstrators and artists get these cool new techniques, because they have oopses and then it works out really well. Okay. So I just put some adhesive on there, and we're going to layer it onto this piece of black. Just take these ones off. You know, that might be something that works out really cool. If you take and ink your embossing folder up, then use the cleaner to push it down into the flowers and then clean off the high parts and have the ink in the flowers on the low parts, you'd end up with inky flowers, which you can't get by doing this technique. I know, could be pretty cool. Okay, I'm not taking the time tonight to do that. I'll come up with a cool technique another day. Okay, and piece on here. Oh, of course it's too long. Oh well. Let's just pull that liner up. Put that down. There we go. Okay. And I'm not worried about putting adhesive on that because it's not very big down there. So now this is going to go from the top of the black to the bottom of the black over a little bit like that. You just hope it's straight. There we go. So there's that part. Now this, I have to finish poking out these little bits. This one is, they're kind of curly-Q and they tend to stick in there really good. You just have to persuade them to come out. But don't go ripping because you'll pull off the little curly parts. I'm sorry, this is the painful part of this. But at least you didn't have to watch me run it through the machine. That was already done. I like this frame set. I've used them a lot. Okay, so now this is going to go on here like that. I'm not going to put it down yet because I've already cut this, so I want to stamp it as far over as I can using Memento. I want to get it right to the edge, like that. Okay, it went off a little bit. Didn't get it as well placed as that one, but that's okay. I can live with that. Now this is going to go on to the black one. This layer's on here. See how it fits in there? Isn't that cool? Let's get the rabbit ears ready to go. At least they're cooperating tonight. Okay, so I'm going to line that up as best I can. There we go. Now, put some temporary tape on there so that I can get things lined up. Because I'm not using the die cuts. I'm going to use a frame. Okay, now this has to be straight though. There we go. Now this is going to go on here. Let's see if this is even going to work. No. Okay. So let's just slip this underneath here. See, where there's a will, there's a way. That'll go on there like that. That's why I didn't put any adhesive on there. That'll go on there like that. Now, let's get the sunflower stamped and colored and die cut. I think that's going to be pretty cool. Have I mentioned that I love this paper? This Forever Gold paper is amazing. There. Now, while we've got it out, I'll just stamp the envelope. And the inside. So this is, I just stamped one flower in there. Just like that. There we are. Now while I'm at it, let's just stamp the back of this. Then it's done. Like that. Get my, close this up because we're done with this now. Get it out of the way so it doesn't get in my way. And we're going to put the number on the back, 3632. And I number them because when I send it off and somebody says to me, I love that card you sent me. What did you use for blah, blah, blah? Then I have it all written down. And I just say, tell me what the number is on the back and I'll tell you how I did it. Okay, so now we're going to color the, color the sunflower. I'm going to start with some light Daffodil Delight all over the whole thing. And I'm even going to do, oops, eek. Try not to go outside the lines. But you need to go over it a couple of times just because you need to get the ink on there. Because the more ink you get, the easier it is to blend everything together. And you're supposed to go in a circular motion, because that just goes over it a couple of more extra times and allows the ink to flow through. Let's have a look at the back. Yeah, see what, that's what you want to see. So I got to go back over these ones that I just did. Because if you don't have the cardstock wet with ink, you're not going to get the blending that you want. So just quickly do a base coat of light Daffodil Delight. I really like coloring these sunflowers. I've done it quite a bit. Okay, I think I'm going to have to get my color lifter because apparently I'm going hog wild here and everything is going outside the lines. Yep. Well, I'm just going back over it again just to make sure I've got enough ink on there. And then we'll do the center. The whole thing. Yeah, that's better. It's getting there. Okay, so now I'm going in with the dark Daffodil Delight and putting some color in there. And you pay attention to where the shadows are, where you want the color to be a bit darker, and where the lines of the stamp are. Because the Stampin' Up! Artists have already done the hard part for you. That's where the shadows should be and where the natural highlights and lowlights for the flowers are. And I'm just quickly putting a coat of dark Daffodil Delight. I'll do it here too. Now I'm done with that. I won't need it again. Now you just go back over with the light, add more ink, and that blends it all. And it may not look like it right away that you're blending it, but it will. It has to work. And go all over the center again. Okay, so I'm leaving that out because now this one I used bronze on, but we have the new cinnamon cider. So I kind of want to know what it looks like with cinnamon cider on it. So we're going to use some cinnamon cider. This is the light one. When I color, I always go from light to dark. It works better for me, but it doesn't mean that you have to do it that way. It's a personal preference. Oh, I like this with these new cinnamon cider blends. So my In Color Club is going to have all the new blends by the time you're done. It's going to be awesome. Let's do a little bit of a circle around here. I don't have to use quite as much ink because we already have ink layers going down. Now this is the dark cinnamon cider, and I'm just going to do right around where the center and the petals have a little bit of that circle that's there that delineates between the petals and the... There we go. Oh, look at that. Is that ever cool? Oh, yes. Ooh, yeah. Okay, let's do some dots. Now you're thinking, oh my God, what the hell is she doing? Heck is she doing? I'm going back with my light Daffodil Delight, and we're going to blend those. See how they blend nice? And just go back over top of the whole thing with the light one and just blend everything together. Yes, this is awesome. I'm so glad I decided to try this instead of going with... The bronze works really well, but this gives you two different layers of like the dark and the light. Oh, look at that. Yahoo! Okay, now I'm getting my color lifter. Hang on. Let's see if we can go back and fix some of those spots. So what this does, it doesn't really lift it. It just pushes it into the background of the paper. So when you do it, you want to push in the color into your sunflower. And you can also just kind of kiss the tip of each one, and that's going to give you a nice... Oh, there's a lot right there. That's just going to give you a nice light tip. Don't keep playing with it. You have to do it and let it work. And then if you want to do some low lights in there or highlights in there too, there. Now just let it sit and it works. It has to work. Okay, so let's do the leaves. I have Old Olive here. I'm going to do the base coat with the light. When you're coloring, don't be afraid to experiment. Use different colors. Use an orange and a yellow together. Because sunflowers are not always just yellow. You have orange in them. I saw one today made out of Pool Party. It was absolutely amazing. Pool Party in white. I might just have to recreate that card. There we go. See? We're done. That's how fast. Now if you look really, really close, let me get my pokey tool. If you look really, really close, see how the tips are nice and bleachy? That's because of the color lifter. Okay, now I need to get rid of that sponge brayer because it's in the way and it's going to get ink everywhere. I need to take the die. We're going to cut this flower out. I colored the one on the inside of this card, so I will do that, but I'll do it afterwards. And I didn't color the envelope. I just left. But because the blends don't blend well on the envelope, because you need a cardstock that has a coating on it, like the Stampin' Up! Whisper White, which has been, for a very long time, it's been the preferred cardstock for people that create with alcohol markers, which is what these are. Because of the coating on them, it just makes it holds the color wet long enough to blend everything. Okay, I'm going to run this through. cut it out. Perfecto. There we go. I'm going to put my die back so I don't lose it. Now this sunflower one, that's one of my favorites out of the catalog. Okay, so let's get back our card. And this is going to go right onto here. And look how nice. Oh, is that ever going to look cool? Yahoo! Okay. Let's put some adhesive on the back of this frame piece here. We can get that on. Now you can use the white side too. You don't have to use the gold side. See, the white looks really cool too. See? Doesn't that look awesome? But I want gold, so that's what I'm going to use. You can sponge these too. You can add color to them. Okay. Now this is going to go, so it's just sticking in the black, and I want it to be kind of centered here. So there we are. Probably got it crooked. Let's see. Oh, not too bad. We'll just pretend that I got it straight. Okay, now this is going to go over here, but because we've got it raised up so much, I think I'll put dimensionals on one side and adhesive on the other side. Okay. Scissors. Oh, I forgot our son is supposed to show up, and I think I locked the back door. And hubby, it's not like hubby can get up and let him in. Eek. I'm almost done. You can come in the garage. There we are. We'll just use this other tape, it's quicker. There we go. Now, this is going to go on here, and I want it to be just at the edge and kind of in the center of that. Okay, straighten the card out so I make sure that it goes down straight. There we are. And then we're going to put this over top like this. We can do it this way. Let's see. Let's play with it to see how it looks. No, I don't like that. Nope, don't like that. Yep. Okay. It's going to put some tape on the back of this. And I'm just taping the center because I'd want it to be free flowing like normal. There we are. Oh, is that ever pretty? Look at that with that frame in there. Okay. Gold. Oh, I forgot to give, I'm going to have to go back. Oh, and open up those kits I've already got in the mail. Because I forgot to give you the 3 for the center. Have to go and do that. Because I think you need to fill that center in like that. And then we'll just put one over here. And we'll put a couple down here. Like that. There we are. Now this will just go on the inside. Oh dear. Sorry, I forgot to put do not disturb. That's the first time I've had a bing bong all day on all my videos that I've done. Oh well. Just have to wait. Somebody's outside doing something. I can hear banging or something. Okay, now this will go in here, and I'll go back and color this once the video's over, but you don't need to watch me color another sunflower. 4. Here we are. We're done. So there's the one we made tonight, and here's the original one. And it doesn't matter. And here's the one made out of Daffodil Delight. They all look pretty. Oh, I like that with that nice frame under there. Okay, well, that's it. That's another card for the July 2020 In Color Club. I hope you enjoyed the cards this month. And thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch my video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Stampin' Smiles, and bye for now.